ladies and gentlemen, we now are ready for Lylat Wars with a score showcase by Argick.
Yeah, hello. Hopefully everybody can hear me and everything's alright. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we are going to show you a Star Fox 64 single segment score run or score exhibition. The idea here is that we're going to go through all 8 levels, single segment style, so no restarts, no shenanigans, nothing, and try to get the highest score possible. Hopefully I will show you guys a 2000 score total. It's pretty awesome to get. There's a lot of tech in the game that we're going to explain here, so we are going to get ourselves started and just get ready on time. So 3, 2, 1, go. So the timer here is just for show. It's going to show that I actually am very bad at estimates, and it's not going to be 55 minutes, but hopefully that won't be too bad. So what we're going to see here is you're going to see many different ways of killing these enemies, and to start off we're going to be doing what I like to call, or what is known as, unlocked charge shots. Right now I'm holding both Z and R, which is preventing my shots from locking onto these enemies, because normally they will lock on and allow you to kill a group of enemies at once. However, if you kill an enemy indirectly, that is just with the splash explosion from a charge shot, you will gain a hit plus 1, just like we got there. So each enemy becomes worth 2 instead of 1. So we're going to try and use these unlocked charge shots throughout the run. As you can see, I'm just hitting off the ground, getting 2 points for every enemy instead of 1. And we're going to be using this ideally off objects, but you can just launch them in the distance and then click that, and hopefully they explode at the right moment for you. It's harder to land with them than it is to bounce them off the ground or bounce them off the wall. And the idea is that we look for a set of enemies that are going to spawn, but I'm just going to fire a bomb here because I missed them all. Bombs create a nice amount of lag, and I'm flying a specific route through this level here because it will allow me to spawn extra enemies. Also, these big guys that are pushing down the buildings that we're just using, I want to destroy them and then proceed to nuke them with more charge shots, because when they're dead, their bodies are still active, giving me extra hit plus 1s. So hopefully I can get a nice bomb through here, set over to the left, and then you can just see if I position myself correctly, which I didn't really get a lot there. I'm getting hit plus 1s. Casually running into walls as well. Got to be careful, you can only take so many hits before you lose your wings. And once you've lost your wings, you end up losing your laser power-ups. That went right through that guy. Nice job, game. Hitbox collision is fantastic. So unfortunately we missed that one. Missed that wonderful set of 4. Hopefully we'll get these guys. Yeah, we got them, that's fine. 139, 140. I am 10 enemies worse than what I normally get, but that's not a problem. Also, do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll! Okay, so do a barrel roll for Pepe there, because that's what he wants. Kill these guys in the background here. Ideally, I want about a 220 to a 230 on this stage. Get a nice set of hits off them. Hopefully get these guys. And then we come up to the water section. So we see this guy hiding in the background. I want to try and snipe him. There we go. Hit plus 3 from the guy himself. Hit plus 1 because we didn't hit him directly. So that is a nice total 6 points from these guys if you can pull them off. I think I only got 4 from him there. There we go. And then flying under all of those arches will allow you to take the secret route with Falco, as Falco understands a different route in the level. So when we're going through this, I want to do that, fire a bomb, and then leg it. I think that bomb's a bit too high. Oh, nice, we got 4 enemies there. And then just making sure I'm breaking away. In this game, while you are boosting and or braking, you can see the little gauge on the top right there. If it's red, we can't do anything. Ideally, we want to keep that in the middle if we can. Braking instead of boosting, because we're not really going for time. We're trying to kill as many enemies as we can indirectly. Oh, yes, we got it. Okay, sometimes you can kill that enemy and the power-up will just phase right through you and you won't pick it up. We now have hyper lasers, which is the best set of lasers in the game. And once we kill this enemy that's coming in, we will end up with a wonderful set of 224 points. Somersault over the guy because why not? Swag. So bosses in this one, each of them will have a different set of weak points. Slippy will analyze and give us a boss bar if he is alive. There's no guarantees that he will stay alive throughout the run. If he does die, it's not intentional. I love my teammates, I really do. But sometimes they just fly in the way and they eat a few bullets. So once he has lost his missile launchers, we are going to just take him out. And he's gone. So he will blow up and give us 11 points.
Weird start box.
You'll never defeat Android!
Wonderful voice acting in this game. It's fantastic. It's got some really good lines, especially one specific one that we'll hear later on that I know a few people are going to enjoy. But yeah, so we accomplished the mission here. You can do two different ways of finishing a mission. You can accomplish the mission, which is basically a perfect, or you can just complete the mission. If we took the standard route there, we didn't fly under all the arches, it would take us to a different boss, and it would just be a complete, forcing us to take the Meteor route. Because we took the route with Falco, it accomplishes the mission and will allow us to go to Sector Y. However, we are not going to go to Sector Y, we're going to go to Meteor because it gives us a lot more in the way of hits than it does from Sector Y. There are different routes to do score runs throughout the game. You can take the blue route, you can take the red line route, or you can take this mixed route that I'm taking throughout the run here. It's down to personal preference and what you can do with the game. So we're going to go to Meteor next. So change course because we do not want to go to the wrong area. Now, Meteor I like to come into because you can, if you do it right, you can get about 400 points on this mission. But between shooting all the asteroids and going into the warp, which will give you a whole bunch of power-ups and a good set of enemies available. So I'm going to use some of the bombs that I've got here as well, just to... So taking out some of these asteroids that are in the way. I'm going to launch a bomb here just to hopefully grab a few more that will be outside the reach of me as normal. I'm going to fire another one because I've got quite a few here.
Don't mess up that R-way. Knock it off, boss.
That's my teammates getting in the way. They will complain at me profusely for being in the way and shooting them. My reasoning is, you were in the way, I'm the player character. Thank you very much. Also Star Wars reference. It's a trap! Dun dun dun. So blowing up all these enemies, it says use bombs wisely. However, if you do it right, which I didn't, wrecked. Normally you can get a bomb, but they were not being nice to me today. So I'm going to just hit a few of these things down here. Hopefully get another few extra shots on this one. So for whatever reason, randomly hitting that area gives you hit plus ones. And again, I'm trying to hit these guys to get some hit plus ones off them too, before taking them down. Then ignoring Peppy's advice, just going to brake and pull up.
Here comes a big
And
one.
flying through here. The laser power-ups, fun fact about them, if you lose your wings, all laser power-ups in the stage are replaced with wing repairs. But a laser power-up itself also has the properties of a wing repair. So if you've taken some wing damage and you're not sure if your wings are going to blow up in the next hit, grab a laser upgrade, it'll repair your wings as well. So we're just ignoring Peppy, we ain't doing no boost to get through. We're going to break down that. Hopefully get some hitless ones here. No, not happening, so I'm just going to launch a bomb. Immediately get the bomb back. So a single segment score run is different from being able to just play the game and restart stages whenever you want. There are a few different enemy manipulations in that you can do. You can spawn more enemies and do some checkpoint abusing. Single segment means you can't do any of that, but it also means that you have to route your bombs as well. You can only carry a total of 9 at any one time, and you've got to decide when you want to use them and what are the best stages to use them in.
They're on me. I'm getting careless.
So making sure we save Peppy here. If you let Peppy die, a whole bunch of the enemies that we just killed will spawn. Instead of doing that, I want these enemies to come up, and I'm just going to let the charge shots lock on, because it doesn't matter if you get these guys with an unlocked charge shot or a locked on charge shot, because you get the same amount of points regardless, as aiming for all 5 enemies individually is not worth the time. It's also very, very difficult. So let him run away. He's going to come into me anyway. Grab the wing upgrade. You stop drawing lines on my screen. Just blow them up here. That's not quite good there. Oh, we still got them all. That was actually really well done.
Do a barrel roll.
There we go. Fuck, we're going to be smug in a minute.
I guess it's your turn to be thanked.
He interrupted himself there. He was going to scream at me because I shot him, but he decided not to. So if I can break this guy, hopefully I can summon 2. Yes! So for whatever reason, if you kill this first guy quick enough, his buddy will spawn as well, but only if you go before a certain point of the level. And now I'm going to do some charge shots here, hopefully getting random hit plus ones. Oops, I took him out. So again, it's kind of hitting him, and sometimes it's not, but you're getting hit plus ones from them. It's really good to grab those. There you go. Unlock charge shot hitting all of them. Same amount of points you would have got if you hit them with a locked on one as well. This part is the part I'm going to really need to focus on, because this takes us into the warp. But before we go into the warp,
You can also lock on to
there are a whole bunch of enemies that I would like to try and take out as well. Nice. Okay, so we got a decent amount of them there. There are 8 enemies in a circle that can be taken out by a single charge shot. The reason I use the unlocked ones is because the game is moving at a high speed, but also because the game itself has stuck little enemies on wires in front of them that you'll unlock, well, that you'll lock onto instead, just to be annoying. So hopefully we can get some unlocked charge shots on these guys as well. A few hit plus ones there, not bad, not bad. So that was hitting the enemy, but also killing the enemy behind it too. So now that we've got a whole bunch of bombs coming, I'm going to make sure I somersault and grab these, and then just launch as many of these bombs as I can on this section, because I want to take out each of these groups when they arrive, and then just slow down with my braking, try and shoot as many of these asteroids and enemies that are coming through as I can. Specifically going to wait until there's another group on screen as well. Wait until it arrives. There it is. Fire, and then hopefully get these guys and get my bomb back that I just used, and then in position for them as well. 300 of this section, not bad. Got a whole bunch of enemies that are going to come up soon that I'll need to lock towards. I think that's a bit early. Yeah, a bit early there. Okay, got 2. Nah, I didn't get them. That's fine. Let's see if we can grab these guys. Position yourself. Nice. We've got 2 of them. 2 of them's good. And then just fire bombs here, because this area is the area that you want to take the walk for, because you can see that there's a whole bunch of these enemies that you want to just take out, and each one is dropping extra power-ups for you. So if you can get the right set of power-ups, you're getting a right decent amount of bombs. So 8 bombs, 390. It's not the 400 I was after, but having 8 bombs is really good for the rest of the game. And again, we got the accomplish, because that is how you finish this one. This level is obviously significantly longer as well, because you're doing the warp instead of just going straight to the boss. But it's definitely worth doing. Totally worth doing. So next we're going to come up to Independence Day. You'll find out why it's Independence Day in a minute when we do it. We are going to Katina. This one is different. It is an all-range mode level where we'll have full control of the character when we are in the bounds of the arena. And the plan here, I'll need to actually grab me phone.
Affirmative, General.
Where'd I put it? I can't mind. Well, I'm going to do it with it. No, the phone's in my pocket. It's fine.
Hang on,
because
guys.
I will be
Help is
using
on
it
the
as
way.
a timer. That feeling when you check in is not in the right pocket. So to start this level, we just need to kill 10 of the enemy ships. So you can see the square in the bottom right. Bill is already complaining at us because we've shot down our own ships instead of the enemies. Doesn't particularly matter because there is no penalty for doing so. The only penalty you get is if your teammates decide to fly into you, or if they get shot down by your bullets. And by my teammates, I'm meaning Slippy, Pippi, and Falco. Slippy, go away! Dude, seriously. So once 10 enemies have been destroyed, the enemy mothership is coming in, and this is where Independence Day comes in. Once the cutscene has played, I will have approximately 3 minutes to kill as many enemies as I can, and then hopefully destroy the hatches on the underside as well, before the cannon's core appears, and we have to destroy it. And yes, I said cannon. Otherwise, the thing goes full Independence Day and blows up the planet, which we kind of don't want. Okay, not the planet, it blows up the base, but I like to imagine it's the planet.
By shooting the bad guys.
I am, Bill. Jeez. So once this cutscene finishes, I will start my timer because I will have 3 minutes. Because what this game is going to do now is it's going to constantly spawn enemies. Once the arena has fewer than a specific number, not quite sure what that is, it'll open up the hatches and spawn more. I want to do that as many times as I can in 3 minutes. Because each of the hatches is worth 6 points, so I want to take them out too. So here we go.
Here they come.
So the idea now is goodbye charge shots, hello spamming.
I won't let you get away from me.
And stop flying into me. I do not want to lose any of my allies, and I do not want to lose my wing power-ups if I can help it. However, I will shoot my allies, I will shoot the enemies, and Bill's going to say the hatches are open about 7 or 8 times. So you can see the enemies are coming out the hatches when they're open there. We want as many of these to respawn as I can. The target for this stage is 150. I'm aiming for a 200 if I can get it. Indeed. So enemies like to group up in groups of 3 and 4. They like to chase. But the question is, can you get yourself in such a position where you are tailing them? Sometimes you'll turn around and there's nobody there, other times you'll turn around and you just get swarmed.
I won't let you get away from
Oh,
me.
really, Pepe? Hopefully Slippy will scream that he got one. He likes to do that from time to time, but we'll see.
The hatches
So there's
are
the
open.
hatches opening again because I'm killing enemies. So it needs to replenish the stock, so to speak. Falco complaining even though he's an ace pilot. Bill is also invincible as well. You can shoot Bill as many times as you want.
You're not getting away that easy.
I don't recommend it.
Up to you. Cover the base. The hatches are open.
Indeed. So again, just focusing on it right now. I'm at 1:30. Sorry, Slippy.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Sorry. You're in the way.
Time for a little pick. Go find your own target.
Yeah, they also don't like it if you get their targets.
I won't let you get away from me.
Again, amazing voice acting, and I'm not kidding. It's actually quite fun. Stop flying into me.
Hey, see if I help you
You
again.
flew at me, Bill. It's the only downside is the AIs are on set pattern, so if you do intercept them,
Cover the base.
they will blame you for it.
The hatches are open.
You're not getting away
Some
that
enemies
easy.
coming out here that we can go after. Yes, there are.
Hey,
It's like I'm coming out of the ship.
I'm on
Oops,
your
we
side.
kind of got rid of them. Right, 214. I might be able to get another. God dang it. Well, this is what happens when you lose your wings. So now it's going to take significantly longer to take out enemies,
You're
which
not
is
getting away
great.
that easy.
So unfortunately, this particular wing just took too much damage. It's gone. I'm going to fire a ball.
All units
Lag the
report.
game. Maybe get a few of them there. Yeah, there we
The
go.
hatches are open.
I'm at 238. Okay, this is going to be an interesting section.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Bulldog unit.
Hello.
Location confirmed. Sending
So he's going to send me supplies. I can tell you right now it's going to be a wing repair.
There's one
So
now.
151.
The hatches
Please,
are open.
please, hatches, stay open.
All units
I'm going to
report.
take out one or two of them right now just to be safe. Because the core hasn't appeared yet, so the core's going to appear when they're dead, which is not good.
Scratch one.
Dang it.
There's some sort
So
of
that is not good at all. So the downside is the core has now appeared, and the hatches will remain closed, and two of them are still up. So that was about 312, that was. So a little bit of lag there caused a difference in the time. So the hatches that are now away, I can't actually do anything with them, but there's a decent amount of enemies on screen still. So I can still get over 200. Got my wing back, which is great. Really, it's great. Fantastic, thank you. Unfortunately, no laser power up, so instead of waiting till about the 10-second mark, I'm going to probably go about the 15, maybe 10, maybe even
Hurry up,
20.
Take out that core.
Because if you don't take out the core, this is when Independence Day happens. And unfortunately, I don't want to Independence Day the planet. I happen to like this planet. There we go.
Ah, you did it.
So if you take out the mothership score immediately as it spawns, you'll gain a hit plus 10, giving you 11 total. However, it's just worth farming the rest of the enemies before going for that. I only got a hit plus 2. If you leave it to about 5 seconds, you get a hit plus 1. And then obviously, if you just let it blow up, you don't get anything, which you don't want. But you can allow the ship to blow up the base if you want. That is perfectly fine. You just get a mission complete instead of a mission accomplished or a mission failed for some reason. But yeah, so that is Katina. But we, even though we got the accomplish and it's going to take us to solar, we are not going to the sun, even though this baby can take temperatures over 9,000 degrees. Slap the hood. We're not going there. We're not getting that one. We are going down to Sector X, and thankfully it has plenty of laser upgrades to allow us to get back to our blue laser power. No, we are not going to the sun. We are not Icarus. Thank you very much. There are times where I've accidentally just mashed and went straight into the level. I'm like, well, this is rude. Because once you've picked a level, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to take it and go for it. So 5 bombs coming into here. Not terrible. Not great either.
Let's take out that weapon, boy. Let's have a little
Hopefully we can get ourselves a nice decent amount of damage going on here. I'm just going to wait until some ships appear. There we go. Blow them all up. Well, there was one wing upgrade, but we missed it.
Knock it off, boss.
Get out the way then, Pepe.
He's quick. Be careful. Enemy group behind. Mix them fast.
Fire another bomb off here, let them all go.
We're getting close to the base.
And then there's a bomb area with mines. Take them all out with my bomb. Thank you very much. And now this is the rest of this level is where we're going to use a lot of unlocked charge shots to gain as many hit plus ones as we can get, or some hit plus twos. So there we go. Back up to twin, and we'll get back up to hyper very soon.
Somebody feed us here.
So
It's
gone.
all gone.
So you can take these guys out normally with unlocked charge shots as well if you can aim towards them. Right now Rainbow Dude is in my way, so I'm going to take him out first. And then I'm just going to focus about taking these guys out normally rather than with unlocked charge shots. Because this level is one of the more harder levels to gain unlocked charge shots hits. All the debris is moving around. There's no RNG in the debris. It will move the same way every time. It's just your aiming will change.
Thanks, Fox.
This one here, if I can do it right, I can hit it in the distance there. Oh no, I'm bad. Didn't quite get it there. And then we get these three, and then hopefully, yes, put it down the middle there. Want to make sure you go over to the right hand side and this side, because this is where all the enemies are. If you go the left hand side, that is another shortcut that will take you up to Sector Z. Sector Z, not a level that's good for score, unfortunately. But we're just going to use the interceptor systems here. Try and grab as many hit plus ones as I can. So again, each of these little enemies getting hit plus ones makes them worth double the points. Already at the score. When the number turns red, that's the game telling you you've already reached the score threshold. So just get these guys when they all come through. Oh, wait, really went right through that.
Where is their secret weapon?
You'll find out soon. Hi, Rob.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
Thank you for the supplies. We appreciate it. Nice bomb too, actually. Bombs are really good. Because I want as many bombs as I can get for Sector 6. Or Area 6, sorry. Get these guys.
I'm going ahead. Back me up, Fox.
So Pepe you want to keep alive from the last mission because he spawns extra enemies here. Same with Slippy. Slippy you want to keep alive because he spawns an extra enemy right at the end. However, fun fact, if Slippy does die in Katina, he will automatically respawn at this level, specifically now, if he was dead, because that would allow the... Well, it's a story point, basically. Slippy needs to be here. For those of you that haven't played it before, Slippy gets a little bit too overzealous on this boss fight, wants a piece of the action, and gets slapped down to Titania. Like, literally gets slapped down to Titania. We are not going to see that. We are going to kill this boss fairly quickly. But before we do that, there are a lot of enemies just sitting derelict in the background here. We want to lock onto them and take them out. This was only... I only found out about this recently after I was told by the Star Fox Discord about them. I had no idea that there was just random ships lying in the background.
Enemy shield
But it makes sense because the base has been destroyed, so...
I will terminate all enemies.
You will? Oh no. Why would you do that?
You are an enemy.
Did we get him? Nah, we didn't get him. So he's got a couple of hits left. He's going to scream about his creator and fire his fist at me.
The creator.
Rocket fists, go!
What's he saying?
Goodbye, rocket fists. But yeah, keep an eye on his health bar. He's gone.
Yippee! You did it!
Not quite.
Huh?
That view is clear. Destroy.
Huh?
Destroy.
Ah.
Destroy
So,
what?
so we've got some donations, I've been told. Mr. Mike.
Is the enemy. I must be complete.
We have a $5 donation from Indy. Hey guys, good luck with the marathon. Really happy to see the work and effort we put into this paying off so far.
I'm fine, I'm
By the
fine.
way, Argick, could you teach Ross to speak proper English so I can
I've
understand
taken a
him?
few hits.
Haha.
I'm okay.
Imagine the nerves when getting greetings from
You worry
Germany.
about your own hide.
Greetings from your head of events / schedule and greetings from Germany.
I'm not sure I'm qualified to teach someone how to speak English. But yeah, imagine the nerve. I'm getting looks from Polisar over there, so yeah, he knows why. But no, thank you for the donations. Keep them coming if you can. It's all appreciated. But we're going to change things up now. We've been flying the R-Wing for a lot of the level here, but we are going to Macbeth, the dreaded Macbeth. And we're going to be flying the Landmaster, or piloting the Landmaster, should we say. We're going to be driving a tank. And it's pretty much the same, only we don't have any wing upgrades in this level, because obviously we don't have any wings. And the laser upgrades just don't exist because there's no need for them. So we are going to be driving around here, and we are just going to be shooting our tank shells over as much as we can. And I'm going to be braking immediately on this level, because hopefully I can set this up in such a way where we can gain some extra points just at the start here by blowing up parts of the train. I can never get that last one, because you can get an extra 5 points there if you do that right. And we can blow up the train here, and then start shooting the guys down here. So these guys still have charge shots. Unfortunately, you can't do unlock charge shots with this guy. They do not allow you to unlock the shots on the... Wow, give me that ball. Okay, fine, be mean. They don't allow you to unlock charge shots with the Landmaster, so we're just going to have to abuse the fact that we're hitting against stuff. I'm deliberately bouncing off these to fire some charge shots at their max range against these the rocks, because the rocks, believe it or not, also count towards hit plus 1s and hit plus 2s, and if you're lucky you'll get a few hit plus 3s and 4s as well. So I'm using the brakes as much as I can here just to try and get as many hits in here as possible. What was your first clue, Mr. Train Driver?
Here they come.
So now we've got a whole bunch of enemies coming over here, and hopefully in the background there I can get that guy. No, I locked onto him, unfortunately. Give me a few hit plus 1s off these guys, please. Oh, got the hit plus 2 there though, that's nice. Again, so trying to unlock with these guys doesn't happen. You have to just aim it and hope you've got your timing correctly with it. Random bomb will spawn there, so I want that because I've only got 2. Bomb count is not doing too well on this stage. Thankfully, I don't need a whole lot of them. Hit plus 2, hit plus 1. Just going to take these guys out as they come in, hopefully. Or not, because the game's not letting me lock on. Bam, blow these guys up. Big set of boulders coming. Hopefully I can get some good shots. Hit plus 2, hit plus 3. Good, good. Blow up this part of the train because it gives you an extra hit. Ideally, I would blow up some of the later parts as well. However, my shots are not reaching.
Don't let them get to the supply depot.
Nope, it hit me off it. Alright, that's fine. I am not going to use too much here because I am already low on health. I do not want to bonk off all the walls. Did it get the train? It did. I think it also got a whole bunch of my guys too. It did. It got a whole bunch of the guys. That's fine.
I guess I should be thankful.
So I want to slow down here because we are going to just hit as many of these off the wall as we can. So hit plus 1s, hit plus 1s, hit plus 1s, hit plus 2s. Oh, I've got no health left. Don't blow me up, please. Okay, Arg, please do not crash. I am 1 hit from death. My tank is not looking good.
Come a little closer.
So you've got to be really careful here that you don't do full hovers, because if you do full hovers, you don't get your hover back to get over them. 150 before the checkpoint's really good actually for me. Very happy with that.
You're all right.
Only just, Slippy, only just, but thank you for your concern. So give me that checkpoint because we kind of need it. Thankfully, checkpoints in this game also restore health. How blue floating triangles are able to restore health, I don't know, but the same reason silver rings do, I guess. So I'm going to take the right one here because it will spawn a bomb for me. And again, I need as many bombs as I can get.
I got the fuel bunker on the right side.
You do?
Take the switch ahead.
Well, indeed. So now we're going to shoot the 7 switches to open up the locks.
Shoot the 8 switches to open the lock.
I say 7 because we only shoot 7. Falco gets 1. So if I can, I will get an unlocked charge shot on one of these guys. There we go. And then I'm going to stay beside this guy right now because there will be one here as well. Use that just to get the unlocked charge shot on it. I think I hit that, but I will go double check later. Give me the bomb from that. Let me over. Did I shoot it? I shot it. So I should have 5 so far. We need 8 to get the best voice line in the game and a nice hefty hit plus 50. That's right. Most bosses give you hit plus 10. No, this is going to give us 51 points for doing the alternative route in this stage.
I'm here to rescue.
Are you really? Yeah, and then he hit number 8 for us.
Okay, now hit
And as Peppy just ordered us to do, hit the switcher. Step on the gas. And now we get probably one of the best cutscenes in the game and one of the best sound effects. So while we're getting guad, you'll hear it in a second.
No! Give the blade!
This is why you don't drive your trains at high speed.
I can't stop it!
I actually get the strange feeling I've got Macbeth and Zonas mixed up. Yeah, unfortunately we're not hearing Gua now because I've just remembered that's Zonas.
All aircraft report.
They look the same.
I can see the look on their stupid
This is a
faces.
stupid face because I just got that entirely wrong. Thank you, Slippy, for that. I can imagine Drazzle and Lylat and all the other Star Fox runners shooting at me going, "It's Zonas! It's not Macbeth!" But alas, it doesn't matter because we are going to probably my favourite mission in the game, Area 6. Area 6 is the final level in the hard route, and I'm going to attempt to gain 500 points. You can get 600, even 650, but it is ridiculously hard to do so. It's such a fun level. There are enemies everywhere, there are bomb chances, there are laser upgrades, there are just, like, you'll see when you play it, and you're also moving at a really high speed as well. It's insane. So far we've got all the medals, which is a good sign, because if you don't get the medals, you're not doing very good in terms of a score run. But there's an enemy armada, there are satellites, there are everything, and pretty much everything can be blown up in one form or another. But this is what we need to do, so hopefully we can get through this.
Entering Venom Air Defense
Venom
Zone.
Air Defense Zone. So a whole bunch of enemies at the front there, you want to take them out. And then you've also got the satellites here that you want to take out. Space mines ahead that you can take out with bombs. You want to get as many of these as you can. And then on top of that, we've got just as many enemies coming in. We'll have our allies getting trouble as well. Each satellite gives you 4 points. You want to take out as many of them as you can, even while ignoring enemies from our allies, because these guys will just end up standing still somewhere eventually soon. I do not want to lose my wings. That is imperative that this does not happen. Nice big hit plus 6 there. There's the enemies that were chasing Falco, so they are gone now too. Going to hit that, take it out. We've got another set of nice big enemies here. Grabbing this wing upgrade, because again, wing upgrades, laser upgrades, sorry, they will repair your wings, which is why I keep saying wings and laser. Missing that one enemy, but it's fine because we still got it. Can I get this and the bomb? Probably not, so we'll go for the hit plus 3 over the bomb. This is our bag. This time as well, we also get the Great Fox. Rob is watching over us. He's going to give us a hand with golden beams of light to take down some of the enemy ships. These ships, it doesn't particularly matter, but we appreciate the assistance nonetheless. But later on, it is very much needed. Going to shoot them down by using some unlocked charge shots here on this first one, because that'll give us a few hit plus 1s. And the rest of them we're just going to take out normally. You can use bombs, but there's no need to. Hopefully, one still blew up on us. 220 is fairly good though for this point. So that's phase 1. We're on to phase 2, which will take us through to the checkpoint. This is where the high speed really comes in. Peppy we're not really bothered about because he's getting chased by singular enemies. They're worth 1 point. We want the 4. And there's a whole bunch of enemies here as well that just like to move about in a random faction. Have a lot of health for some reason. Unsure why they gave them the amount of health that they did. But we are coming through and we need to just take out as much of these as possible. So while we're doing this, I will pass it over to Mr. Mike.
Thank you very much. We have a few donations coming in. We have $2 Kraus. Reading from the bottom of the leaderboard, this is my first time ever donating to an event. And while it's not that much, seeing Spike Crew at work with Battle Chef Brigade is worth every penny. The incentive is pretty big for an up-and-coming great marathon, which fits a great up-and-coming game. Like PC. Let's get incentive hit whilst we still have time. And the game codes to give away. Game's good, get it. Also, RIP the crystallizer oven. 50 seconds is too slow to go fast. And we have $10 from Linkboss. Greetings from Germany. Thinking emoji. I hope you're all going well there in Glasgow. Donating for Sonic Mania Plus hat incentive. And good luck to the runner. Save the frames, fill the tails. He's the first character in Sonic anyway.
When did the hat come into this? This is the first I've heard of this. Okay, well, I know what I'm bringing tomorrow.
Great Fox will cover you.
Well, if it's a thing, it's a thing now, so I'm fine with it. Go for it. Now, I have a Sonic hat that I've been wearing on a number of online marathons, but I will bring it. It can be big. So I am going to grab the wing upgrades here. This is the area that's really, really hard, and I don't want to lose my wings on, because there's a lot of enemies that are being destroyed here, and hopefully I can get some of these big ships taken out. Because these big ships, they all give you hit plus 5, so 6 points a ship. Whole bunch of enemies that are in the way as well. I'm not going to get the 500, I don't think, because I don't believe there's enough enemies left, unless I get really lucky with some of the stuff here. Oh, I am. I'm getting 500. Please keep the wings. Keep the wings, Arg. You need this for Star Wolf. We got over 500. We're at 506. Booyah! So when we kill this boss, we're going to end up with 517. Getting a 500 is amazing on this stage.
I'm on your side.
If you guys get the chance at some point, watch Zalard's AGDQ 2013 run. He does this level in such spectacular fashion, and one day I hope to be just as good as him for that, because it's insane. So this guy, I'll give a warning now. This guy has a bit of an epilepsy warning. The screen will start flashing really bright colors. I will let you know. He's going to do a giant laser charge after I've destroyed the second set of red balls. So please, if you do have that, make sure you look away just for about 10 seconds, because it is quite severe. But yeah, this guy, we just have to destroy the bombs and then destroy the claws, because the claws open up the main center and allow us to make him vulnerable. He likes to phase in and out of existence. He's very good at that. So after this one, this is where he's going to get ready to do the next attack. Once I've taken out the claws here, that is when they're going to appear. Again, these guys unfortunately don't count towards the bonus, and then he's a way far back there, so I need to get him. Come on, thank you. Yeah, I'd love it if these guys didn't count towards my total, because then I would be using it. Right, this is where the laser's incoming, so please, as I said, big warning, look away. So we dodge it, we're going in the corner, and unfortunately the laser is just on the screen. Disco light show. We're now all blind, been blinded by pinks, reds, and yellows. And then hopefully we will take out this boss. So it's safe to look back. And then just take him out here. Go on, Psycho! And he's got it. Sorted. So hit plus 10, that's going to be a 517. We finish this one. Coming on to the final level, which is Venom 2, where we get to fight our nemesis. The one, the only, the Star Wolf team. And hopefully we'll take them out pretty quickly. You can farm Star Wolf for extra points, however, for the sake of speed, as well as for the marathon, we will not waste a large amount of time sitting doing that. It's not worth doing in an exhibition like this. The basis of it is that you allow him to chase you and you fire charges on the ground. Every time you hit him, you'll gain 2 points, but if you kill them quick enough, they all give you a nice hefty hit plus 50. So if I just boost and then turn around, and then hopefully they're on their way. I'm cheating, I'm shooting you before you get into the arena. It's your own fault for being bad. Oh, and then I crashed. Good job. You never regain drugs. Shut up, Andrew. Right, so that's one gone. So the way Star Wolf works, there are 4 of them, there are 4 of us. Each person will chase a different person. Leon will chase Falco, Pigma will chase Pepe, Wolf will chase Fox, and I believe Andrew chases Slippy, right? Oh wait, no, they've changed.
You're not welcome here.
Bye, Andrew. Oh, bye me. Woo! Wolf, go away.
You can't win.
Wait for it. Sorry, Pepe. That was not the person I wanted to shoot.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
So say that's Wolf.
But I'm
Give me my yellow star. Yellow star? Silver
You're
star.
not welcome here.
I can do colours, it's fine. That's a bad Star Wolf fight, unfortunately. They are not behaving. Don't fly into me, dude! God, everybody's flying into me today. I did 2 practice runs before this and we were fine. I come in the actual run there decided, now we're flying into you.
Believe it.
Oh, Wolf changed to hit slightly, did he? It was Andrew. Oh, I killed Wolf early, that's a shame. Okay, please don't soft lock, please don't soft lock, please don't soft lock. If you're in the wrong position while this cutscene activates, you can get yourself stuck in a perpetual circle where the game will never allow you to go into the final stage. Thankfully, he's not spinning around in a circle, which means we got to the right position. It's like one of the circles around the entry point. It's just if you're in that, you will just continuously fly around the circle. It's not great. So 204, that's standard coming in here because 51 times 4 is 204. And we were going to get the last amount of points from Mr. Andros himself. And we're going to take the route left, right, left, left, right, right. Casually crashing into the wall, because why not?
It's foolish to come against
So the way that this works is this will give you all the power-ups that you'll need. It'll give you 3 gold rings, which I kind of painfully need. A couple of bombs, a couple of wing upgrades as well. I think I'm this way now. Yeah, I am. There we go. So again, doing the speed strats, which is boost up until the middle of the boost gauge is the way to get optimal boosting. Specifically right in the middle of where the X is. And then we've got giant floated monkey head. I should try and find a way to use face rig and just become Andros. That'd be quite fun, I think. Just become Andros for a day. I mean, Andros was the first guy to discover green screen, so...
only I have the brains to rule Lylat.
Oh, a pun! So yes, technically he is a giant floating brain. Who knew? So now we have to take out the 2 little things here. Hopefully we'll get them with... Oh, he moved. What a bad guy. Alright, we'll just blast them. Oh, I'm gonna blast you. You pesky wabbit. So that's them taking out. And now we have to go for the brain. He'll be chasing us as we're chasing him. I do not want to end up in the center there because that's a bad time. So what do you want to do? You want to shoot the nice big glowing green bit here. Really good boss fight there. Very happy with that. Hit plus 10.
I'm taking you with me.
That boss fight can go completely wrong. He can chase you around, you can get caught by him, he will take away your wings, and it's just... It's the biggest game of merry-go-round ever. So we are going to be coming up to time soon. We've just got one more escape sequence with the coolest fox in town, James with his shades.
Father?
Who knew that shades is all it takes to make a guy? So here he is, suddenly appearing in his R-Wing.
Follow me.
We gotta follow him. My ship's actually in relatively good condition for once. So 227, that is the default standard that you will get in Venom 2 without doing any fancy score shenanigans. You are guaranteed to get that all the time, assuming that you kill Andros and Starwolf in a relatively fast time. The hit plus bonuses are time-based. If you take too long, they will reduce the total score that you can get. Starwolf goes from hit plus 50 to hit plus 30 to hit plus 10. And then Andros himself just goes lower, same as the airship. No, go this way. If you go the wrong way with James here, it's instant death. The game assumes you just don't know where you're going, you get lost, and that's it. So we are coming up on time. Get ready for this. So time is coming up in 3 barrel rolls. All the barrel rolls, and time. So although that is time, we do need to find, did I get over the 2k score? We'll find out in a second. Those of you that have been watching and keeping track probably know the answer already, but we'll wait and see.
Way to go!
Way to go, guys, you're all almost dead, apart from Falco, because he does nothing to help us. See, everybody thinks Falco's the main guy. No, he's the one that does nothing. His ship's fine.
Nothing. Nothing's wrong.
So we find out right at the end here. We don't have to watch the credits. 2,048. There you go. It's over 2,000. 22 lives if you want to go do it again. And instead of going through the credits there, I believe we can cut over to intermission and set up for the next run.